Sound off.
Rated T14.
Does young people even need a voice in this community? What can the community expect from this show?
I am my brother's keeper. We got to be responsible for each other.
It's okay to be different. Building stronger communities by helping the rest of our community really make it and achieve their dreams.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go!
Hey you.
Yeah, you.
You on the other side of the screen.
Do you want to be heard?
Do you want to help your community?
Do you want to make a difference?
Then you should join the conversation and be a part of We Sound Off.
Here we talk about topics that are relevant to the community.
Log on to www.wesoundoff.com.
Send us your name,
Age.
School, and become a team member of We Sound Off.
So remember, just like I, DeAndre Campbell,
Tanisha,
Jonica,
Michelle can sound off. You can sound off too.
Good morning, Horry and Georgetown counties, and welcome to Sound Off. Now, Sound Off is heard weekly on your favorite radio station, and it is our goal at Sound Off to always deal with topics that are relevant to our young people. And I'm telling you, it's spring break, it's Easter season, summer will be here soon, and what better guest to have than law enforcement to make sure that we're safe and to always make sure that we are knowledgeable of what's going on in the community. I'm really honored to have a personal friend of mine and someone that is knowledgeable. Good morning to Corporal Tyrese Knox-Nesmith.
Good morning.
And at this time, Sound Off Group, let's give her some love. Let's let her know how much we appreciate. My name is Claudine Lance Schofield, of course, but more importantly, I'd like for you to introduce yourselves at this time, Sound Off Crew.
good morning. It's your girl, Jonica.
Good morning, this is Michelle. Wake up, y'all, it's your girl, Mercedes.
That's exactly right. Wake up. It's time to get up. Again, we have our very special guest, Corporal Tyrese Knox-Nesmith. And you know, normally when you're on, we don't ever ask you to tell the community or tell the public a little bit about yourself. I mean, let's not assume that everybody know exactly who you are. Tell us, what's your parents' name? We want to know things like that. Where'd you go to high school?
I'm actually a local. I graduated from Conway High School in '95. I've been on the police force for 6 going on 7 years. I'm a mother. I have 3 children. I'm married, and I pretty much grew up around this area. I grew up on the Air Force Base when I was younger, and then when my dad got out, we moved to Conway because this was our church home. And I'm pretty much going to be here for a while.
Okay, well, very good. It's always good to know exactly who we're talking to, right? You know, today what we're going to talk about is called Ask Law Enforcement. So that means, you know, no limits. Whatever you want to know as citizens of Horry County, Georgetown County, if you want to know something, here's your opportunity. We're going to have call-ins, and we will get our very professional, very knowledgeable Corporal Nesmith to answer. So the first thing I want to talk about is in the news, watching the news, CNN and anywhere you could probably look, and Demi Moore, whip it. I went, whip it. And I'm like, okay, Cool Whip, what is that all about? So what I want to talk about is, let's talk about that drug, whip it, and the effects that it can have on an individual.
Well, Whippets is basically is one of the new fad drugs that have come out. It's something that's supposed to be used for culinary arts or even in dentistry, but people are now abusing it. So as you mentioned, Demi Moore and some other people, they're abusing it to get high. Wow. And it basically is now on the uprise along with some other drugs, with the bath salts and everything that has come out. Now this is the new fad drug because you can pretty much buy this anywhere, just as the same with everything else that has come out. Whippets are basically, it's an inhalant that they use. Some people will put the the air into a balloon, and then they'll inhale it that way. Or they'll just inhale it straight from a whipped cream bottle. You can get that, you know, in the grocery store. And some of the highs last for a few minutes, and then they just keep redoing it to keep the high going.
You know, I think what really got me is the fact that you're dealing with a millionaire. Why would you just lower your standards and use something that you can get out of one of the grocery stores? I mean, I know you said the high doesn't last very long, but I mean, as being in law enforcement, what are some reasons why you think people would definitely be willing to degrade themselves down to going to a grocery store buying drugs when you could afford probably to buy any type of drugs in the world if you're a millionaire?
That reason, I really don't know.
Yeah.
I guess maybe because I guess it may start with the clientele that you're with or your friends or the parties that they may go to, and it seems harmless.
Right.
I would think, is, oh, try this, it only lasts 5 minutes. You get high, 5 minutes later, I'm good. Okay, wasn't that bad. I think it's easy. It's a drug that's easily to rationalize the use of.
Gotcha.
I think it's more or less, okay, I can take it. I got it at the grocery store. Most people wouldn't tie those two and two together as this is something that could potentially harm me.
Okay, gotcha. What are the dangers of using Whip It, though?
Well, the most dangerous is, of course, death.
Okay.
Even from the first use, some people are having, actually, a lot of emergency rooms, their doctors are reporting large numbers of Whip It incidents.
Wow.
Whip It death, brain damage. You can have an array of, from dizziness to headaches to breathing problems. It's the list is long of the potential, side effects. Just like with Demi Moore, she passed out. They had to call 911. She kind of went into a coma-like state. A lot of things can happen to you because you're messing up the chemical balance of your body. With Whip It, you're actually introducing a lot of carbon dioxide, which of course we all know, if you don't know, is really bad. That's what your body expels when you're kind of putting it in your body. And it does a lot of harm because it's not being used in the way which it was intended.
Okay.
Wow, makes you not want to have whipped cream anymore.
Exactly, but parents,
whipped cream is good.
Right.
It's just the gas that's behind the whipped cream that you don't want to be inhaling.
All right, so what they're doing is like, you're talking about the ones that come in the tube bottles?
Mm-hmm.
Is the
Spray
air
out.
that's coming out of it,
They're inhaling
Oh,
it.
you
That
talking
sounds
about, like,
stupid.
After you ran out of whipped cream, that little
Right,
air.
that left
because I was confused for like 10 seconds. I
Like,
was like,
really?
when you spray a whipped cream bottle, whipped cream comes out.
Yeah, it's not the whipped cream. The whipped cream is fine. The
Right.
bottles are fine. It's what people are doing. It's just like y'all have heard of huffing.
Right.
Snuffing.
Same thing. Glade, white out.
sweet high.
The markers, permanent markers, everything that's pretty much under everyone's kitchen or bathroom cabinets has something that you could inhale and would have the same effect. But I think when Whip Its came out, it came such low under the radar
Right,
because
that's
it's
right.
just whipped cream, no big deal.
Right.
It kind of caught everybody by surprise. And it only lasts a few minutes. And I don't know if y'all have seen, I went on YouTube and looked at some videos. They have some really hard trip outs.
Oh, yeah, I
Just
saw
off,
it.
as soon as you
Yeah.
hit it, it's like they're gone. It didn't like, it's not a gradual, like, oh, okay. I mean, it's instant boom, and they're laughing, and it's funny, they're falling through doors. And I'm like, I wouldn't want to be like that personally.
Exactly. And I don't
That's
think we
weird.
really would have known about it if Demi Moore didn't. She brought light to it
She
because
put a
she's
lot of light
such
to
a big
it.
celebrity. But so I think, summer safety, school will be over soon. So that's one thing. Parents, you need to make sure if you see like in your son or daughter's room a whole trash can of whipped cream bottles, then we got a
Ask.
problem.
Yeah,
Anything
got
in
a problem.
excess.
Yeah.
Anything in excess.
Better check your
Before,
refrigerator.
They ain't just eating whipped cream.
And we're going to go to the phone lines. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
And who am I speaking with?
This is Jamina Jordan.
Okay, and Ms. Jordan, did you have did you want to ask Corporal Knox-Nesmith something?
Yeah, I actually have a question about what type of advice you would give to the general public for how to really conduct yourselves and be safe, and what are the proper ways to act when you're stopped for a routine traffic stop.
That's a very good question. The very first thing that I would advise is to, whenever the officer is approaching your vehicle, for one, don't start moving around and doing a lot of jerky motions. Just sit still and wait for us to get there. Number one, don't hop out the car. Number two, don't hop out the car, because a lot of people, for whatever reason, love to jump out of the car. That puts us in a different frame of mind because we don't know what your intentions are. So just remain in the car, roll your windows down. If you have your music up, turn your music down, and just wait for the officer to get there. Once they get there, then when they request your driver's license, the registration, and insurance, then you go look for those things. Or if you have to, look for those things and move around, that way, turn your dome light on if you need to see, because I've had numerous of people for some reason try to look for that paperwork in the dark and they can't see. I don't know why. Turn your light on and look so you can find your stuff, and then just remain calm. Be honest if they ask you your questions, and you'll pretty much be on your way as quick as possible. We're just trying to make the contact. Sometimes the purpose of a traffic stop is just to change driving behaviors. it's not so we can get out and say, whoo, let's write a whole bunch of tickets.
Yeah.
We're just trying to call attention to something you've done, which is a violation. If you get cited for it, take the ticket and just drive off. That's not the time to be argumentative. That's what court is for. That's when you plead your case. So just take the ticket and go on about your way.
All right. Did that answer, Miss Jordan?
It did, but I was going to ask if she thought it was typically a good idea to try to explain, like if you're speeding, for example. Should you explain why you're speeding? Because sometimes I think that's where people get into argumentative situations with officers.
It does.
So
yes,
should
ma'am.
you try to explain yourself or just take the ticket and go?
that's the good
Yeah,
point.
well,
I want to know that.
we are we're going to ask you, are you in a hurry? What's going on? More of your seasoned officers, those are going to be the questions. Some people, some officers rather they stick to business. They're just there. This is why I stopped you. I need your stuff, and they're going to hand you a ticket.
Right.
But yeah, by all means, you can explain why. As long we don't have a problem generally with anyone explaining why. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to change it, but it's not a problem explaining. Most of the people are in a rush to get to work, for various reasons, but it's not a problem.
Okay.
Well, Jordan, we really appreciate you calling in. You're Mina Jordan, representing Bucksport.
Thank you.
Huh?
I said thank you. Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
We appreciate you calling. You have a wonderful day. Thanks again.
Thank you, too.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay, so that's exactly what we're talking about. As I said before, this is the opportunity for you, the public, call in and ask exactly what you have. And I understand we have another call on there. Good morning, caller.
How you doing?
I'm doing well, and how are you, sir?
I'm all right.
Okay, and what did you have?
My question is, what do you do about people in the neighborhood that are speeding and stuff?
Oh, wow. Okay, that's good.
Speeding in neighborhoods is a common complaint out of a lot of neighborhoods, not only in our city limits, but other jurisdictions. Here in the city of Conway, what you can do is you can call the police department. We have an actual traffic unit that you can make contact with. What they do is they put either a speed trailer or they have speed trackers, which are like those cables I'm pretty sure y'all have seen riding down the road.
Right.
What those do is they gather data to, for one, see is there a speeding problem? And then number two, we can also send an officer out to actually, enforce traffic. Some neighborhoods have gone so far as those with homeowners associations to put in speed bumps.
Okay.
Just like Laurel Street. That was one of the things that they came up with. But the first point of action is just get in contact with your local police agency, and they can take care of you from there.
Okay. All right. Did that answer what you needed, sir?
Yes, I have one more.
Okay.
Also, with the speeding in the neighborhood, how would I go about, like, if the community members want to get, like, a watch out for children sign on the street or something?
With our department, Detective Repass is in charge of community watch. He actually he can arrange a community watch meeting for your actual community, and they can put in, they can get their signs put in. They can have everyone to put up the community watch signs is something that they do, and then the watch out for children signs. Here recently, those little green men, little alien-looking things with the flags, people were putting those out, and they were causing a distraction. So I would not recommend putting those out prior to contacting your local police agency to find out is there ordinance or is there an issue with those. But they can get with the signs. Like I say, with our department, it would be Detective Repass. And wherever you live or reside, you can contact your police department, and they should have someone within a community policing type position to look into that for you.
Okay.
All right, I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank
No,
you.
we appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day, sir.
You too.
Okay, once again, over in Georgetown counties, this morning we're talking about Ask Law Enforcement. So that means you can call us up. You can simply phone 843-465-0924, or you can visit our website, and that website address is www.wesoundoff.com. You want to ask law enforcement? Here's your opportunity. And believe me, if you're thinking about something you need to ask, then you need to ask it. Believe me, that's how I do. What else? Okay, take two on that. Believe me, if you are thinking about something that you want to ask, please, why not ask it? Because there's several other people that want to ask and just don't know how to. So again, that number is 843-465-0924. or go on the website at www.wesoundoff.com. Sound Off. We invite you to join this conversation. All you have to do is simply log on to www.wesoundoff.com and you can be a part of this discussion. Sound Off.
Rated T14.